Guys, you gotta stand on your square. You can't don't let no woman knock you off your square. This is my standard. Get here or you can go. Point blank, period. Hey guys, we're back with another reaction video today. Today we're gonna do a reaction from Miss Sara Lena, beautiful black queen here. She has a great channel. Please go and follow her. She has great tips on relationships, dating, and men and women relationships. She's amazing. So today we're gonna go over her video named 4 Tips to Make Your Woman More Submissive. Ooh. This should be really, really interesting. And here we go.
So tip number 1 is that you need to make sure that you are making decisions, okay? A woman cannot submit to or follow a man that is indecisive all of the time. So she's coming to you and she's constantly saying, well, what do you want to do about that? Or what should we do about that? Or should we make this move? Can we make that move? And you're always saying, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'm still thinking about it. I don't know. And it's like weeks go by and you still have not made a decision. She can get very frustrated with you and it can cause her to lose respect for you.
She is spot on with that.
Absolutely.
Spot on. And there's so many brothers that come to me with this. I don't know, they're so indecisive about they're so afraid to make a mistake. And I think a lot of those men, for the majority, grew up in single parent homes. Father wasn't really around. And if he was around, he wasn't really involved. And he really wasn't a good model of masculinity. So a lot of men struggle with this in decision making. I tell men all the time, just make a decision, bro. Just make a decision and stick with it. She'll have more respect for you for making a bad decision than no decision at all. It frustrates the process in the home and it throws off the polarity of the relationship. So these can start drying up in certain places if you're not making decisions, fellas.
See, it is a turnoff. You're right.
Very much so.
If I have to keep nudging you, reminding you, we even talked about this somewhat in our video, 5 traits that are attractive to
often overlooked.
Often overlooked for men or women.
Both. I think it was men.
Men. I think that's one. Yeah, we kind of talked about it there too.
Right. Well, let's get back in here.
Okay.
She cooking.
Especially if it is something that is keeping her stagnant in some way, because feminine women require movement. We do not like to be stuck. We don't like to be stagnant. We like to be able to move. And if she cannot make her next move because she's waiting for you to make a decision, it will frustrate her and it'll make her like, well, forget it. I'm just going to have to make the decision myself. And if a woman has to constantly make decisions on her own when she has a king, it will cause her to lose respect for you. And she cannot submit to you and she cannot follow you if she's making all the decisions herself. So make sure you're not being indecisive. And I understand a lot of brothers, you want to get everything perfect. A lot of you are perfectionists and you don't want to make any mistakes. So that's why you want to make sure that you are, planning a lot. And that's good. You're supposed to plan. However, if it's taking you a long time to make a decision, it can be a huge problem. And any decision is better than no decision at all. And that comes with success. Sometimes risk must be taken, So don't be indecisive. Make sure you are making decisions. Don't allow your woman to just keep sitting around waiting and waiting and waiting for you to make a decision, okay? Number 2 kind of ties into number 1 is execution. Women love men that do what they say they're going to do. If you are constantly saying, I'm going to do this, one day I'm going to do that, I can't wait to do that, but you never do anything you say you're going to do, you never follow through with anything, it is going to make a woman lose a lot of respect for you. She's going to think that you're just all talk. You cannot submit to or follow a man that is all talk, okay? It'll get to a point where you start telling her what you want to do, and you'll see her be like, right?
Ooh, that's a big one. That is a big one. Fellas, listen to what this woman is telling. She's giving you gold right now.
Yeah, she is.
She's giving you gold. You have to follow through. There's so many big talkers out here, and that's one thing I cannot stand. When I'm a doer. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Don't just talk about it, be about it. You hear it all the time. Women look for you to follow through with your action, and a lot of times what happens in marriage, and we see this when coaching couples, they'll come to us and they're like, he's got all these lofty dreams, all these goals, but he never follows through. He never follows through because most of the time what he's not telling her, he's scared.
Yeah, it's fear.
He's scared. He's scared. Like she said, scared he's gonna make a mistake. Scared he's not gonna do it right. But you would actually be better served to follow all the way through and learn from the failure than you would just to be sitting there talking about just like it's like the crap and get out the pot type thing. What do you think?
It was like you trying to jump in the rope for double dutch.
Double
you
dutch.
doing this all day. Brother, I need you to jump in and get your going on.
Yes,
yeah. Please. And you're right. And you start as a woman, you start to build resentment because, okay, you talk, here you go talking, here you go dreaming again.
Yeah.
So if you're doing that with dreams and other things, I can't really trust you to execute other things that need to be executed. So yeah, I start to not trust, and then I start to resent. So
she's on it. She's on it. Here we go.
Really good. And you're gonna be like, well, why doesn't my woman support me? And it's gonna be like, well, because you don't do what you say you're gonna do. You know, you have to execute it. Make a decision, number one, make a plan for it, and then execute that plan, okay? Number 3, you need to make sure you are teaching your woman. Make sure you are pouring information into her that is going to help her elevate, that's going to help her grow in some way. If you are, women, we tend to gravitate to that which helps us become better, And so if you are pouring into her and you are helping her elevate, she is more likely to submit to you. When you are teaching someone something, they are more likely to come to you for answers, okay? So for example, you as a man, if you're trying to learn a new trade or skill and someone is trying to teach it to you, you're not going to try to assert yourself over top of them. You're going to have to submit to what they're saying so you can learn what you need to learn, because you know it's going to help you become better. The same thing goes with women, So if you are teaching them something that's going to elevate them, help them become better, she more likely will come to you for answers and be more willing to submit to you. But with that, the thing is, in order to teach her, you have to make sure you are always inputting new information into yourself, okay?
That's what I always say.
We've talked about that too,
You must be well read. We talked about that in our last video about 5 traits that are often overlooked. As a man, if you're going to be a leader, you must be well read. I'm sorry, if you don't like to read, get audio books, something. Watch Discovery Channel. You have to be well versed. If you're going to lead a family, you must be well versed, man. You cannot just be like, well, I got a 9-inch wiener and I make $100,000 a year, and you think that's enough to lead a family. It's not. It's not enough to keep a woman interested.
Yeah. I want to be intrigued.
Yeah. A real woman, a real feminine woman, you need to stimulate her mind as well as her body. You got to be able to talk about things. You got to be able to think through things and solve problems. And that you can't solve problems properly if you don't have knowledge and information, guys. It's that simple.
And I love how over the years you've done that for me. You have taught me so many things I can't even count them on one hand. And I really feel like that I am a better person because God has allowed our union to be, to come together. But then you have really taken on that role as teacher. And I know I can come to you with certain things. I can ask you things. You're approachable. You never make me feel dumb. You take your time and you teach. I've watched you do the same thing with our children and with so many other people that aren't even your biological kids that still look up to you. So it's a very attractive trait, and it also it allows me to share my vulnerabilities with you. I don't know something in this area, and you're apt with solutions, but your nose is always in a book, or you're always researching something, or you're always listening to something. That is what you do, and I really appreciate that about you, and I encourage you brothers to do the same. You have to be a well-read, well-rounded man.
Thank you, babe. And it's important, As a guy who used to be a former cornball brother, we talked about that before. Yeah, to watch that video also. But you learn how to maneuver through the world because you don't have, maybe you're not as attractive or you're not as physically gifted, but you learn how to maneuver through the world, and knowledge is power. So she's spot on. Let's go. I think she's got one more.
Make sure you are doing that. That's number 3. Number 4 is you need to just demand respect. Don't allow her to disrespect you, okay? That does not mean disrespect her. That doesn't mean talk to her like a child. That doesn't mean put your hands on her. But a lot of times sisters disrespect men because y'all let us do it. And I used to do the same thing in the relationship that I'm in now. When I first started with my king, I used to get slick with the tongue sometimes, and I used to disrespect him. And he had to be like, look, I don't know what type of dudes you used to dealing with, but that's not me. You're not going to talk to me like I'm one of these other little boys out here. And a lot of times women, like I know myself personally, we didn't have a father figure to teach us how to interact with men. We don't know how to respect a man. We never had to. And a lot of times we grow up lacking respect for men. I know I did. And so my king ended up having to be that example for me. I had to learn through him how to respect a man. And he had to teach me, like, you're not going to talk to me like that. You're not going to disrespect me like that. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I'm not going to argue with you like that. I'm not going to tolerate that behavior from you. And a lot of times women argue with you because we want to get a reaction out of you. We think that if you argue with us, that means that you love us and that you care about us. Don't do that. Don't feed into that. Just let her know, look, I'm not tolerating that from you. I'm not going to argue with you. You're not going to disrespect me like that. I'll come back and talk to you when you're ready to talk like a grown woman. You know what I mean?
We say that all
We're going to stop it right there.
time.
But that's
We
fellas,
say that all the time.
she is giving you the game. And I mean, in less than 10 minutes, she has given you the game. So many of you cats get caught up out there because she's pretty and she's this. Pretty don't equal sweet. It doesn't.
Nope.
And you need to demand your respect as a man.
From day one.
From day one. First interaction. First time
date.
she get out of pocket, you, hey, check that. You ain't gotta be like that, get all up in her face, but you can be like, no, I don't accept that. I tell my sons, if you're on a date with a young lady and she gets crazy, she starts talking a little crazy, and you warn her and she does it again, you get up from that table, pay for her meal, pay for her Uber home, and send her on her way. Because you teach people how to treat you.
You sure enough do.
You do. And people, somebody just gasped when I said that. Oh my goodness, you doggone right.
You think they punch the air?
Maybe not. They probably are punching the air. They're going to be punching the air if they ain't. Because the thing about it is you teach people how to treat you. You don't get to disrespect me and sit in my face. You don't get to do that.
Because on the other side, when we're coaching, we see the husbands that have allowed that same behavior 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. And then they're now trying to demand respect. And the woman or the wife is like, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting brand new?
It's too late.
I've been doing this. Yeah. So you might as well just continue on.
You might as well go on and just eat your crab sandwich. Because you made it. You might as well eat it.
Yep.
So she's spot on. A woman wants to know. It is inherent in her. She wants to know that you're going to step up to the plate and protect her when the time comes. And a lot of it has to do, if you won't step up and tell me to get in my place, then you're not going to tell Barry next door that when he's let his dog poop on your yard, you're not going to put him in his place.
Nope.
That's the way women think. Women test men, but most of this stuff is subconscious. Some of it is very conscious. Some women are very conscious of it, and they take it to an extreme. But a lot of stuff is subconscious, guys. You got to stand on your square. You can't don't let no woman knock you off your square. This is my standard. Get here or you can go. Point blank, period. Because you're expected to lead, make all the money, satisfy her sexually, be a good husband, be a good father. Why can't you have standards? Great video. Sara Lena, she's an amazing, great follow. If you don't know, you need to know. But with that, I think that's enough said.